Welcome to the Cookbook, brought to you by Freebie Outdoors, Mensa Outdoors, and now part of the Tracks and Tackle Collaborative. The Cookbook, where wild game and wild stories meet at our table.
All right, you ready, Cody?
Yes, sir.
All right, that's it. It's Cookbook. Me, Cody Freeman. We're here today. We're going to do something a little bit unorthodox. It's not quite rabbit season here in Maryland yet. I wanted to get Cody kind of prepped ahead of time. So I found a local guy.
Bought 3 meat rabbits.
It's not something I typically do, but you know what? I'm going to deal with it today. Now, these rabbits are beautiful. They're gorgeous. They were big, big honking meat rabbits. I mean, look at that sucker. So today we're going to go through with Cody. He's never done this before, and we're going to break down how to skin and clean meat rabbits. Cody, the first thing you want to do is you want to find the joints in the back legs and just give them a snap. Most of the time you can get the bones scraped from the skin. Doesn't matter if you don't. You want to do the same thing on the front legs. The joint on the front legs is just a little bit higher. You want to break that bone. They break like pixie sticks or toothpicks. You take your knife. You just cut those legs right off. You just cut those legs right off, right where you broke it. The big thing is, though, is you want the legs completely gone. You want them completely off this animal before we start the skinning process. I like to use a big cleaver. You can also use heavy-duty kitchen shears because you cut through bone, or you can even use a good pair of like hedge-trimming pruning shears, the handheld ones, anything. Now, fillet knife. I always like to turn the head to my left. I don't know why. It's just the way I've always done it. I'm going to lay this rabbit perfectly on its side. I want to find its spine. Okay, there's the spine right there. About halfway down the animal. I'm going to pull the skin away from the animal. See how I'm separating it?
Yep.
See that, everybody? How I'm separating that? I'm going to take your knife, watch your fingers. Always with the blade up. You don't want to cut, you don't want to slice into this with the blade down. Then you're going to get a bunch of hair all over your meat. You literally just got to poke it through the skin, right there. You're just going to put a little bit of an up slice. See all that hair that came off of that animal? Just from doing that. Pull all his hair away right there. I always keep a bowl of salt water with me. You guys know that. Literally, Cody, all you're going to do is you're going to stick your fingers inside that slice. You're going to pull. You're not going to pull super hard. Pull kind of easy. Rabbits are fragile. We're just going to separate that skin all the way around, and it peels like a sock. And like this, you literally just work that skin down, trying not to break the bones. The rabbit just skins right off. Something beautiful. This is why you cut the whole leg off. And when you're done, it just pops right off.
Nice and clean and easy.
Yep. The only part you might need a knife for is that where the tail joint is. Cut right through it, just like a whitetail tail. Give it a little slicey dice. Tail breaks. Right on down the back leg. We haven't gutted these animals either, so they still got their guts in them. Always have a container, something for your skin and your hide. Just like a deer, you want to work your thumb in there. Peel that skin off. I could have cut the head ahead of time. I don't like to do that. I feel like that gives you more of a chance to get hair on your meat. I like to wait until I get the animal skunned down to the base of the head. And I fold that hair up over his head, like so. Press that front leg first. Get it skun up to the head, just like so. And you lay that skin up over the head. Relatively no hair on this meat. There is a little bit. These are hairy animals. And you're just going to do the same thing. You're going to cut through the meat, give it a good whack, and you're through. And that is how you skin a rabbit. Now, the next thing you want to do, just like when you're gutting a deer, when you're gutting anything, I always start down here at the bottom, small incision. Okay? See how easy that is? Rabbits don't have a whole lot of meat or a whole lot of lining. Everything pulled up and away, just like that. We are not saving the hearts or the livers out of these rabbits. I would typically do that for my dog, but she's not getting spoiled today. She's actually not feeling very good. Here, just like that, get up in that diaphragm get those heart lungs out, just like on a whitetail. Let's kidney fat out because these are nice, fat, tame meat rabbits. Pull all that out. Do a little bit of knife work to get rid of some of this. These are a lot fattier than the rabbits that you're going to find in the wild. These are corn-fed, rabbit-fed, and so when all is said and done, Cody, even with the smaller little cottontails that we're going to get into in the woods later, that's going to be your finished product for a skun and completely gutted out rabbit. Look at those little pellets still falling out of there. I didn't care about any of that. Now,
That's what water was made for.
that's exactly right. Now we're going to get into how you quarter down this animal. And the way I like to do it is I like to lay it out in front of me, just like that. There's that feet. And just like a white-tailed deer, this front shoulder is only separated, or is only attached by this thin layer. That whole front shoulder comes off just like that. Same thing on the other side. You're not cutting through it. You don't have to cut through any bones. You don't have to break through any bones to get the front shoulder off of a rabbit, a white-tailed deer, I'm sure most other big game animals. I'm sorry I'm not left-handed, or this would be a little easier on this side. This is what I raised my daughter for, but she's running the camera for us today. Thank you, P.
You're welcome.
That's how you take the front shoulders off. Now again, you guys know I like to keep salt water around, especially when you shoot these things. You get pellets all in them, they're all full of blood. Give them a quick rinse off in the salt water.
And that's to help draw all the excess blood.
That draws
out of the
everything
meat.
right out of them. Now these are, farm-raised meat rabbits. So we're actually going to take a lot more off of these rabbits than you would take typically off of a game rabbit. So they have these big flanks here. We're going to save all that. We're going to save all that because eventually, at some point down the road, we're going to be doing what's called Hasenpfeffer, which is a traditional German rabbit stew. And you need as much of that meat from the rabbit as you can possibly get. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to take the tenderloins, the inside tenderloins out of this rabbit. They're not very big, but delicious nonetheless. Boom. There's your tenderloins. Now, much like a deer, it's got the back straps that run all the way down, almost to the base of the neck. You're going to pull these much the same way you would on a white-tailed deer. You're going to make an incision just below the hip. I guess just above the hip from your all's direction. And then you're just going to follow that spine from end to end. Just like that, following all the way down to where you made your cross cut. See where I made that cross cut?
Just nice, steady, even pressure so you
Nice.
follow the,
Yep.
the contour
Yep.
of the spine.
Yep, just like a white-tailed deer, once you get it loose, once you get this back portion loose where it connects, these ligaments connect to the hip, you barely even have to pull it. Now I'm literally just rolling it away, following the rib cage down just like you would on a fish, just like you would on a whitetail. You'll find that skinning or butchering animals, Cody, no matter the animal, it all is very similar. And look at that. That is a rabbit backstrap going in the salt water. I'm going to do the exact same thing on this other side. I'm also going to be saving the bones of this rabbit for the broth for the Hasenpfeffer. Obviously, you're not going to eat that, but you want the bone flavor from the rabbits in there. So they're going in there. The shanks are not going in there yet. All right. Cut that off. Right there. You could pick that if you wanted to, if you were going to make rabbit burger. I'm not doing any of that today. I'm going straight for these back hams. Now, much like a deer, get it right up next to that. Right next to the bee hole. You'll feel the hip bone. Here, you want to reach in there and just feel that bone right there. Feel it?
Yep.
You want to stay on the inside of that bone. And you're following it around to your front cut. That's the hip bone. That's the hip bone. Just give her a little pop. Rabbit bone. nothing. The hip bone separated. And there is the back leg of your rabbit going in the salt water for a minute. Going to do the exact same thing on the other side. Find that ridge bone by the beehole. A nice little slice right there, all the way around. This is one of those things, Cody, I have probably done 1,000 rabbits in my life. This might be the first ever meat rabbit I've ever done. Deboned most of that one because this, they're just so tender they just pop right off. I mean, there's the other back hand. I didn't get enough of that front leg skin, so pop her off. Imperfect world for imperfect people. All right, guys, there you have it. I'm gonna lay these back out here so everybody can see what the final product is from one of these meat rabbits. Here. Voila! I'm gonna get these dried off, guys, and then we're gonna get them into the kitchen. Boop.
Time to teach Cody how to cook a bunny.
Y'all know how me and Cody like to do. I'm gonna stand back behind the camera, and I'm gonna walk Cody through how to do this. Cody's never done this before. We're gonna go the simplest way that you can make a rabbit delicious. Same way you can make anything delicious is to bread it and pan fry it. This is the way my mom did it when I was a kid. This is the way that people have been doing it for generations. I'm gonna let you guys in on a little secret. I'm gonna come in front of the camera for just a minute and say anything like Cody. I'll let you guys in on a little secret. I bought 3 of those big ass meat rabbits. So we'll be doing 2 other episodes, but today we're gonna teach Cody the simplest way to do a rabbit. So Cody, laying there in front of you, we have laid out the 2 back legs and the 2 tenderloins off of the rabbit that you spun up outside.
Yep.
Okay, all you're going to do with those is nothing, because I forgot this part. You're going to take that spoon that's right there, and you're going to take that butter that's right there. Butter, not oil. Butter. Butter, butter, butter. Get yourself a big old helping spoonful. We don't measure stuff around here. Right in that pan. Pan's already on. I turned the pan on before I came over here. We're going to let that butter melt. Perfect. We're just going to let that butter melt. Now, all you're going to do, no binder, no nothing. You're just going to take those pieces of rabbit and you're just going to cover them in flour and lay them right back on that pan or right back on that cutting board.
You got a nice helping of that on there.
Oh, yeah. Mama Bookman, we doing you proud today. We got butter melting. Sorry, I just kicked the tripod. We got butter melting in the pan. You want butter because you actually want, you guys remember John Wardrick telling us about butter and oil and what burns. You actually want the oil to get a little hot, get a little burny, because you want a little bit of flavor. I'm going to turn my stove down just a little bit now that we got some temperature going. And I'm going to back up and we're going to get a good view of Cody. All right, Cody, they're all breaded up.
Yeah.
Don't even rinse your fingers. Lay them in that boiling oil or that boiling butter. We are not doing the front legs right now. Front legs of a rabbit. It's very bony. It's got a lot more bones in it. So we're going to use that for a stew that we're going to make later because we'll be able to pick those bones off. God, Cody, I'm excited for you, buddy. All right, we're going to let these cook up a minute. We're going to get the kitchen cleaned up, and then we'll be right back with you.
Got to clean the kitchen because Cody makes a mess.
All right, we're back at it. All we did was wipe the flour up off the counter. Cody's getting ready to flip these for the first time.
Oh, look at that. It's got a nice sear on it.
Mm-hmm. Close up of that bunny. Little bunny foo-foo going in my belly.
Time to check and see if the rabbit is cooked all the way through.
Okay, let me get this tripod working with me here. Okay, here we go. Now, if you guys look at that, it looks very much like a piece of chicken. Not a piece of chicken. That's a piece of rabbit. Cody, go ahead and pull those tenderloins off, buddy. Yeah, I think we're gonna let those thighs go. Oh yeah, they're done, buddy. They're way good. They're gonna be good. And we're gonna let those back thighs go just another minute because they're big, thick, heavy pieces of meat. Now, Cody, I'm gonna hand you a fork. There's a fork. There's a butternut. Don't eat it. But in the thickest part of that, cut her in half. No. Yep. Butter knife cut right through a rabbit. See our little pink in there? There, a little bit. Throw that back on there. Much like chicken, rabbit you want cooked all the way through. This ain't one of those things you want to eat medium. You don't want to do that with any white meat, really. We're going to let them go just another minute. And we'll be back when it's time to eat.
Heading to the cookbook game room and dinner table.
All right, so Cody and I are in the 3B cookbook game room with 4 delicious pieces of rabbit. We got our 2 back thighs right there, and we got our 2 tenderloins right there, and we are going to dive in. I got my daughter Peyton here. Peyton, if you want some of this, you got to come around behind me and Cody if you actually want to be on the video. Selfish.
In the video, you mean?
Sure, whatever. I don't care. All right, Cody, here's your fork, buddy.
Yes, sir.
Here's mine. Peyton, did you bring one? Get into these tenderloins first, because you know the tenderloin backstrap. Let me say that is the best piece of meat. We know that. Peepers, you take that delicious crispy piece right down. Gotta take this big little thick piece up here. Rabbit can be a little bit dry, but it tastes a lot like chicken.
That's really good. That's got kind of like a nice little fatty flavor and texture.
Perfect, bro.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think,
Without being
Pete?
overdone.
It's delicious.
It is delicious. Tastes a lot like chicken. Very juicy. Now, these were very, very fatty raised rabbits. So, it's going to have a slightly different flavor from the ones you're going to kill kicking up the brush piles. But, still delicious. Peyton, you have that. Because I want to cut into one of these back yams right now. Oh, Cody, always coming through with a knife.
Yes, sir. Always got to have a blade on you.
So, look at that. If I can get the skin to come through. This is off that back ham right there. Boop, 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 boop.
And so these took us, I don't know, about an hour.
Not even that.
Yeah, not even
We
that.
cleaned 3 rabbits. Cooked 1. 25 minutes. It was amazing. So, stick with us, guys, because we always got good stuff coming. You never know what we're going to do. And I have the ability to buy just about anything, so. What do you guys want to see next? Let me know. See ya.
Oh yeah, I also killed a deer today.
Just trace that spine.
Mm-hmm.
Trace that spine. All the way down.
Nice backstroke.
All the way down into the neck. Okay. And the next thing you do, you got this key?
Mm-hmm.
You get in here and you get all these little tendons that are hooking the back of it to the hips, and you get them out. And you stay right along this bone here, Cody.
Sorry if it's a little shaky.
It's a little shaky. Oh, the video?
Yeah.
I don't care, Pete.
Believe me, there will be plenty more of these throughout the year.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
You guys ready for this? I don't think you're ready.
I've seen it a bunch of times.
I know
so.
you've seen it a bunch of times, Pete. Cody's never seen it before. That's why I'm excited. Man, look at that.
Nice.
And that
Silver skin.
is a full length doe backstrap.